Well, hey guys, it's been a long time. Probably the last thing you'll remember, well, there's Batman. Hey, Batman, don't knock anything over down there, kitty. Now, probably the last thing you'll remember was I basically did an update on breaking my ankle. So I'm going to do a short update on that. I hope to keep it very short, and because I know everybody's just not interested in how a leg breaks and all that jazz. So back April 6th, and the current date is August 15th. So April 6th, I broke my ankle, and that took me off of the video production stage. And I did do a couple videos about the progress of things on my personal channel, and I deleted them. For no other reason other than I just wanted to give my friends and family an update, and then I didn't want I just deleted them. It's okay. So anyway, to give you an update, I broke my ankle on the 6th. On the 8th, I had surgery, which I jokingly say that's when they give me a couple bends out of the hardware store in my right ankle. So I have right now a plate, 5 screws, I think, and then a cable that goes left to right to keep it together. Some type of, I don't know, surgical steel cable. It's crazy. So all that being said, it was very hard. It was very difficult. The first week was terrible. I would not wish that on anyone. The first month was really bad. Man, it's a broke ankle. I had to relearn to walk. I am walking. I was walking after about unassisted walking after about 2.5 months. And what I mean by unassisted, I don't mean somebody walking beside me or trying to help hold me up. I mean without crutches, without a boot or anything like that. I would say 2 months. So mid-June, I remember going to the doctor June 25th, and he was like, "You're behind. You're not up to speed, man." So July was physical therapy, and could not get physical therapy. Could not get in. All the offices were booked up. So eventually it took me till mid-July. It took me to the second week in July to get in physical therapy. And I have progressed very good. I'm not really caught up to where I should be, but I'm not far behind it. I'm only maybe a week and a half of where they would really want me to be at. So that's kind of the update. I don't use crutches, of course, or anything like that. I believe I said that earlier. Sorry if I'm repeating myself, but I don't have a lot of stamina. I'm not working. Thank God for a wife that's got a really good job, because I didn't have any disability or anything like that. It wasn't offered. I would have took it. We're big believers because of some family situations, not with us, but with some extended family, that if it wasn't for long-term disability, I'm not talking about short-term, I'm talking about long-term, it would have been financially terrible. Well, my wife's got long-term and short-term disability, but I've never worked for anybody that would even offer it. So anyway, that's the case there. I have wanted to put up an update, wanted to put a video up, but I just haven't. I mean, it's nothing more than lazy. Yeah, occasionally I'm still in pain. I walk like a pirate is the way I like to say. I'm limping. Sometimes I don't limp at all, and that'll really and truly last for a couple hours or 3 or 4 hours a day, where I just don't really limp either at all or a whole lot. and then if you hear something, it's the air conditioning coming on. But that is just for 3 or 4 hours, and the early morning I'm stiff as a board, and I have trouble. I have a lot of trouble getting around first thing in the morning, and then usually as the day goes by, I still deal with swelling. So sometimes I joke around and say that my ankle is the size of my neck, and it really ain't that far off. I know it's not quite as big as my neck, but it's pretty big. It's pretty big right now, actually. So I have to ice it, and I could probably work right now it would have to be something flexible and so on and so forth, but it would, just from the bare facts that I can work for 3 or 4 hours, and then I've got to put my leg up and so on and so forth. It just is what it is right now. So with that being said, Batman wants out. I'm gonna let Batman out. I'm gonna come back and we're going to discuss how things have progressed hi-fi wise and vinyl records. And I'll also give you an update on where I see things going for the immediate future. So it looks like I got a partner today. It looks like I thought Batman wanted out, but Batman is wanting, he is ornery, but Batman is wanting some loving. And he's just a mess, but he's been my buddy. When I got hurt, he didn't want anything to do with me. I think I was different and everything, but there he goes, he wants down. But I know what he wants. He wants to sit on the couch and listen to music and let me rub his belly. That's the way he's turned into here lately. As far as where the channel is going to go, it's going to stay informal. I'm not buying a bunch of mics. I'm not buying a bunch of cameras. I want it to just naturally progress. If I get to 1,500, 2,000 followers, I think you've got to have 1,000 to monetize. Monetizing is the last thing I'm worried about, guys. Give me 32-cent checks and stuff like that. I've seen some crazy things, or 32-cent direct deposits. So anyway, I'm not interested in dealing with that, but I am interested in talking about the journey and everything. I have had some things change, and I'll be throwing up some pictures in this. I sold my Bifrost back in I think March, right before I got hurt. And the reason I sold my Bifrost was, well, I wanted my Sutherland 2020 phono preamp, and the only way I was going to be able to afford that was in a quick manner without putting it on my credit card, yada yada yada. The only way to really practically afford it was to sell the Bifrost. And I don't listen to a lot of digital music, so it really wasn't that big of a deal to me, or I thought it was. So the Bifrost 264 made by Shit it's a great DAC. They swear up and down that it's 80% of what the Yigi is, which is a $3,000 DAC basically. If that is the case, I'm just a vinyl guy. Does it matter? Is this better than what I had? What I had was the Modius. The Modius it's not multi-bit. It's a balanced DAC. It's nice, but it does flatten the sound stage out and things like that. It's just not as dynamic, but it's $250. The Bifrost is by the time it gets shipped to you and everything, it's $850. So I had the opportunity to get the phono preamp, Sutherland 2020. So that's what I did. And then I got hurt. And then I found myself wanting to listen to a lot of digital music because I couldn't get up. After about a month, I tried to get up and down a little bit, swapping records, and I did it. I didn't ever drop anything. I never fell, but I almost dropped stuff a lot, and I almost fell a lot. And if I were to fall, it would have been terrifically bad. Not only, because most of the time I was at home. I did not even come up here. This is upstairs, and it's a den upstairs that's pretty much dedicated to my junk. And I didn't even come up here for 3 weeks. And when I did come up here, it was my wife walking behind me going up the stairs. So with that thought in mind, I just didn't come up here much. And then after about a month, I learned how to negotiate the stairs. It took minutes to get upstairs. I don't know, there may be 20 steps, but it took minutes. I would say 4 minutes to get up the staircase, and it was terrible. So I left off coming up here for a month, except to go to bed. But I missed the music. My wife actually, I've got a Asgard 3 and Grado headphones, RS2Es, and she brought that down for me and everything, and I would lay on the couch and listen, and that was a big help. But hey, again, you're dealing with digital. But the Bifrost, there was just there is a difference. There is a big difference between the Modius and the Bifrost. Do not get me wrong about that. But for me, I just $250, and by the time it ships to you, it's like, with tax and everything, it's like $925 or something like that. I just could not justify it. And so I sold it. That was March. And then about, I don't know, 2.5 weeks ago, I made a post in the Facebook group and was like, hey, does anybody want to sell a Bifrost 1? I think is what I asked, a Bifrost 1. And basically the difference between a Bifrost 1 and a Bifrost 264 is the Unison USB module and something else, and I can't remember what it is. It doesn't matter. So my idea was, and the Unison USB is important, I just figured what I was going to do was get me a Bifrost 1 and upgrade it, because it's got for $150 or something like that, you can upgrade it to the current model. It gives you the Unison USB, but it also adds the other features to make it into a Bifrost 264. I believe I'm right about those details, that it's a complete upgrade. So anyway, that was the plan, and the guy that I sold that Bifrost 264 to made a comment on the post, and he says, do you want this one back? Come to find out, he was hearing impaired, literally, wearing hearing aids, and essentially he spent a bunch of money on a Jotunheim or something like that, another ship product, a really nice tube amplifier, and Asgard, which is not it's solid state, and the Bifrost, and a set of headphones. I mean, he dropped some coin, and then was like, with my hearing problems, I can't tell the difference between this and listening there, but earbuds, AirPods, whatever you want to call them. So, poor guy, he just offered to sell it to me, and it was considerably cheaper than what I charged him, and I don't know why that was the case, whether he was a little bit hard up for money or he's just ready to make a quick transaction, but it was $125 cheaper than I sold it to him. So basically, he rented that thing for a month for exactly, it was $135, what it was, the difference. So I'm not complaining about that. I'm happy about that. So I got the Bifrost back. I put a Sony Blu-ray player because I got a Dave Matthews Band 3-disc CD box set from their Dave Matthews Band 2009 Europe when they were in Italy. So I was like, well, I've had that Blu-ray player now a year. I've watched one Blu-ray on it. I was like, I'm gonna use that thing. So that's in there. And really and truly, that's about it. My computer died on me. I built it a year ago. The motherboard went bad back in August of last year. December, I put a new motherboard in it. And I guess in June, it went down again. I was up here listening, and there was no way on God's green earth I could get off the couch and get up under here and everything and deal with it. So I just let it be. But it's the motherboard again. Different motherboard, of course. Different brand motherboard. Different case. I got a different case than I had in the other one. So I know it's not a case issue. I have no idea. I don't even care anymore. I'm taking an old 2014 MacBook Pro 15-inch screen, and that's the Roon core now. Thank God I was doing successful backups to Dropbox on the Roon, so all I had to do was restore. So that's taken care of. The Riga P6 and the HANA ML are just doing wonderful. We went to Audio Advice Live in Raleigh, saw a lot of beautiful things, and was able to talk to Bryce from Riga and spent about an hour talking with him. Really enjoyed spending time with him, getting some advice on things, just talking about Riga and their philosophy. And I can't recommend a P6 enough, and the HANA ML. Michael, not Furman, Fremmer, good grief, I don't know how I could forget his name. Michael Fremmer, the storied hi-fi journalist, told me, we were talking about that HANA ML, and he stopped what he was doing. He said, son, that is a killer cartridge. He said that thing punches way above its weight. And we talked about it for several minutes. Really enjoyed the time with Mr. Fremmer. I want to call him Furman, I guess, from Mark Furman and the whole O.J. Simpson thing. I want to call him Mark or Michael Furman so bad. So anyway, that's the system update. That's where we're at there. The Anthem MCA 225 is just chugging right along. The Freya N, I actually upgraded the gain stage tubes, I don't know, 6 weeks ago. Bought a set of gain stage tubes, and they're chugging along. All right, that's going to be it for this this video. I hope to, in fact, I'm going to film the video here in a few minutes. I've got some records cleaning downstairs, but I've got another video I'm going to put out. I'll try to get it out tonight. This one here will go out tonight, but I'm going to try to put out 2. And this next one will be on Bags Unlimited and some different solutions. This is actually a final storage solution product, but right here, I don't know if you can see it, but that's the Van Halen 2 album from Mobile Fidelity, and that is in a very unique sleeve case. I hate to call it a box set case. I bought it by mistake because I thought I was buying a box set case, but I also bought a box set case. So here are the sleeves, which at first I was like, well, I might as well throw them away. I'm not going to use that. We're going to get into that and why I was wrong in a few cases. These are going to come in real handy with Mobile Fidelity 1-steps. Here is their solution for the one steps. We're going to get into this, and of course, little Bill Evans portraits right here. So we're going to talk about these as options here in the next video, and I'll enjoy sharing that with you. Thank you.